Parasitic nature of viruses. 1. Why are viruses considered parasitic in nature? Viruses are parasitic because they require a host cell to complete their life cycle and cannot reproduce or perform metabolic activities outside a host. 2. What determines the host range of a virus? The host range is determined by the specificity of attachment between the virus's protein spikes and the host cell's receptors. 3. Which organisms do the following viruses infect? Bacteriophage, bacteria. Tobacco mosaic virus, tobacco plants. Rabies virus, mammals. 4. Name a virus that specializes in infecting specific human tissues. HIV, white blood cells. Poliovirus, spinal nerve cells. Hepatitis virus, liver cells. Cold virus, cells lining the upper respiratory tract. 5. What are narrow and broad host ranges? Give examples. Narrow range. Poliovirus infects only humans and other primates. Broad range. Rabies virus infects all mammals. 6. What role do protein spikes play in viruses? Protein spikes help viruses attach to specific receptors on host cells. Viruses must require host cells. 7. Why are viruses called obligate intracellular parasites? Because they can only multiply inside living host cells. 8. Why can't isolated viruses reproduce? Isolated viruses lack metabolic enzymes and ribosomes for protein synthesis. Survival of viruses inside host cells. 9. How do viruses evade the host immune system? Viruses hide inside host cells and rapidly change their genetic makeup, making vaccines or antibodies ineffective. 10. What protects the viral genome inside host cells? The capsid protects the viral genome from host cell nucleases. 11. What are nucleases? Nucleases are enzymes in cells that break down DNA or RNA. Viruses in unfavorable conditions. 12. How do viruses survive outside the host? Viruses remain dormant or inactive outside the host, with their genome viable for long periods. 13. Which types of viruses survive longer outside the host? Non-enveloped viruses survive longer than enveloped viruses. 14. Why do enveloped viruses survive for shorter periods? Their protein envelope is sensitive to degradation by sunlight and cleaning procedures. 15. Do viruses need food to survive? No. Viruses do not need food to survive. Bacteriophage. 16. What is a bacteriophage? A bacteriophage is a virus that infects bacteria. 17. What is the shape of a bacteriophage? A bacteriophage is tadpole-shaped with a head, neck, and tail. Structure of bacteriophage. 18. Describe the head of a bacteriophage. The head is icosahedral in shape and contains the single-stranded DNA genome. 19. What is the function of the contractile sheath in a bacteriophage? The sheath contracts during infection to inject the viral DNA into the host cell. 20. What is the role of tail fibers and tail penes in bacteriophages? Tail fibers and penes help the bacteriophage attach to specific receptors on bacterial cells. 21. What enzyme is present in the bacteriophage tail, and what is its function? Lysozyme digests the bacterial cell wall to allow the viral genome to enter the host cell. Life cycle of bacteriophage. 22. What are the two types of bacteriophage life cycles? The lytic cycle and the lysogenic cycle. Infection process. 23. What are the steps in the infection process of bacteriophages? Adsorption, penetration, and genome injection. 24. What happens during adsorption? The phage attaches to specific receptors on the bacterial cell using tail fibers and tail penes. 25. What is penetration in the infection process? The phage contracts its sheath, releasing lysozyme to digest the bacterial wall, and inserts its core tube. 26. What happens during genome injection? The viral DNA is injected into the bacterial cytoplasm, while the rest of the phage remains outside. Lytic cycle. 27. What is a lytic phage? A lytic phage immediately lyses its host cell after multiplication. 28. What happens to host DNA in the lytic cycle? Host DNA is disintegrated by viral DNAs. 29. What is maturation in the lytic cycle? Maturation is the assembly of phage components into mature, infective particles. 30. How many phage particles are typically produced in a lytic cycle? Approximately 200 phage particles are produced within 20 to 25 minutes. Lysogenic cycle. 31. What is a lysogenic phage? A lysogenic phage integrates its DNA into the host chromosome without immediately killing the host. 32. What is a prophage? The integrated state of phage DNA in the host chromosome. 33. What is lysogeny? Lysogeny is the process where the phage DNA integrates into the host chromosome and replicates with it. 34. What is induction in the lysogenic cycle? Induction is the termination of lysogeny when the prophage initiates the lytic cycle. 35. What conditions favor induction? Adverse conditions like UV radiation, desiccation, or exposure to mutagenic chemicals. Bacteriophages in genetic engineering. 36. How are bacteriophages used in genetic engineering? They are used as vectors, in phage therapy, and as drug delivery vehicles. 37. What is a genomic library? A collection of bacterial or phage clones containing multiple copies of all the genes of an individual's genome. 38. What is phage therapy? The use of genetically engineered phages to kill pathogenic bacteria. 39. What are the advantages of phage therapy over antibiotics? Phage therapy kills specific pathogens without harming beneficial bacteria. 40. What is a new application of bacteriophages in nanomedicine? They are used as targeted drug delivery vehicles. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.